Okay, I have to stop everything that I'm doing right now and explain to you what's just happened over the last, 12 hours? Meta Platforms is going to explode on Tuesday. And the hilarious part is that it's because they're doing the same thing that Elon's doing and what he's being hated for doing. I am absolutely mind blown. I'm going to break down some numbers. And if you don't think that Meta Platforms was investable on Friday, you're going to change your tune now. Meta has just announced that they'll be launching a new paid subscription service called Meta Verify. The service will allow users to verify their accounts for a starting price of just $11.99 a month, and users who subscribe will receive a blue badge in their account. This will also give them extra impersonation protection and direct access to customer support. According to CEO Mark Zuckerberg, the new feature is all about increasing authenticity and security across their services. Where have we heard this before? Meta Verify will roll out in Australia and New Zealand this week and will only be available for users over the age of 18. It's not yet available to businesses, and if you're wondering about the pricing in other countries, it's not yet clear how they plan to address countries where users can't afford to pay the monthly fee, or in cash-based economies where they have fewer options to transfer money. And the interesting part here is that Elon Musk attempted to launch a similar service on Twitter, which he successfully has now done. But in the beginning, it backfired and scared advertisers with a spat of fake accounts. And Musk had to suspend the effort before relaunching it in December. And to me, that's just hilarious that now Meta has bought into it. And it's actually genius for them. Meta's new subscription service is a significant departure from the traditional model of large platforms offering free services that collect personal data to sell to advertisers. And with competition from apps like TikTok and regulatory changes introduced by Apple, this is going to be a big deal for Meta. And I'm telling you, wait till I do the math on this. You're going to be blown away. The company had also announced layoffs of 11,000 employees, which is the largest reduction in the company's history. And so they had to do something. This to me is a big deal for Meta. This is one part though that I thought was a bit interesting, that Meta Verify will be cheaper on the web than on mobile applications because of the commissions taken by Apple on the iPhone or on Google smartphones operated by its Android system. And the cost of the subscription on the web will be $11.99 a month and $14.99 on iOS and Android. Okay, so as promised, I ended up taking the liberty of trying to figure out what conservative number we could look at. And rather than going the total users that Facebook has, I went by daily active users because I felt as if, well, if we're really going to be practical about this and try to project something, let's go off of daily active users. And so that's what I did. And that number is 2 billion. 2 billion daily active users on Facebook's platform alone. I'm not accounting Instagram or anything else. This is just Facebook alone. 2 billion daily active users as of their last earnings report. And I thought to myself, okay, well, if I want to be conservative, let's get it down to 1%. Let's just say they have a conversion rate of 1%. Okay, that's 20 million users that are going to buy into this $14.99 option. And by doing that simple calculation, it came out to $300 million a month. Multiply that by 12 and you get $3.5 billion. And that's not really all that significant when you look at the $116 billion that Facebook brings in every year. But let's just say that they convert 5% of those daily active users into the verified process. That ends up becoming a lot more significant, nearly $18 billion in revenue. And now we're talking about 10% of what they normally bring in per year on top. That, in my opinion, is absolutely insane. And I think that Facebook, AKA Meta Platforms, is going to absolutely explode. Meta Platforms right now is actually quite cheap with a forward PE of 18 times next year's earnings. All of its other peers in the big tech space are 20 plus. I think that this actually gets up to the 22 to 24 range, which could end up pushing Meta Platforms up significantly. I mean, here's your weekly chart on Meta Platforms, and this is already starting to look bullish AF. Just 3 weeks ago, after their earnings report, they popped up over the 50-week moving average, came up to their resistance at around 185, and then has kind of been steady ever since. But this news could easily push this back up to its 200-week moving average, represented by this purple line. That's at $231 per share, a significant increase from where it closed out on Friday. And I think that that is a very strong possibility this week. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this below, because I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you are invested in Meta Platforms, are you already doing the happy dance, or do you plan on buying this on Tuesday as well? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you Tuesday at 9 a.m. Eastern time when I react to this live to see how Meta Platforms has moved. Until then, stay safe out there, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you Monday.